Hey everyone, today I'm going to be going over the Brute 3500. This is part of Eberlestock's Brute series. This is like the mid-size pack they offer in that. I'm showcasing this pack because this is the pack I've used last year and used this year. I use this pack on probably 80 to 90% of my hunts. If you're looking for a pack that you can really do just about anything with except maybe your super extended, 6 to 10 day backpack hunts, this is the pack for you. This pack right here, I'll start by breaking down some of the features as far as from a standpoint of the bag itself. You can see here that it's got some nice compression straps, so you can cinch it down pretty tight just to keep everything in place, especially if it's not going to be a long extended hunt and it's more of a day hunt and you're not taking a bunch of stuff in there. This is how I usually run it. I usually have my spotting scope in this little side pouch right here. You can run a Nalgene bottle, anything of that nature. I usually run tripod in there. Then on this side, you'll see a nice feature that the 3500 has. Over here you got these compression straps, but you have this side pocket right here, which is a zip pouch that you can run spotting scopes in. It's handy, it's easily accessible. So if you're packing in somewhere or you're just out hunting and you need to break down, hurry and jump down and take a look at an animal, you have that available. And you'll see this is an 80 millimeter spotting scope here. And because it has that flex fabric right there, it's not rigid. You can put just about any spotter in there that you want. Eberlestock really did a good job of utilizing that stretch fabric in my opinion. I think it's something that is underutilized on packs today. They did a good job of doing it because a lot of times you're putting awkward shaped items in these different pouches here. This one is a little bit different than the other Brute series. This one has two smaller pockets right here on the front. I'll just put like rain fly in there, headlamp, things like that. If I have like extra clothes or just a rain jacket or rain gear, you can throw it in there and it folds out around it. You can see that, which honestly, like that's been one of the coolest things ever. And it's fairly durable. I mean, a little bit less durable than say like this rigid material here, but plenty durable for what you're going to use it for. Love that feature about it. It also has this top lid, which another cool feature about that, you can remove that top lid easy enough. You have these little clips right here. You just undo that, pull it off, and now you can take your top lid off. I usually like to run with the top lid because I like if I have an extra jacket or hoodie or something like that and I'm stripping down layers throughout the day, I usually just throw it right there, cinch that top lid around it, and then it's kind of easily accessible. I can grab it. You can see that pocket right there. Very adequate size. You can pack a bunch of stuff in there. I'll usually throw my food in there just for my daily rations, and it's just easy and I don't have to dive into my bag and dig through it to find a granola bar if I get hungry. If you do remove that top lid, it also has this little top pouch right here. Just got a little bit of clothing in there, but phone, things like that. You can just throw your stuff in there. If you don't have the top lid, and it basically is the same thing. You can just throw little miscellaneous items in that you need to have accessible, i.e. your rain fly, stuff like that. Then the main is, this is one thing I really like because I really like simple type bags. And this just has a main cargo compartment in it. And man, it's got this big horseshoe zipper on it. You can see right there, it wraps all the way around. And you can pull that all the way out and it completely exposes the interior of the bag. So if you need to get something out of there, you can easily get in there, get it out. It's not like you have to dig down through from some of those top load bags and you're fishing around down here in the bottom. You can get down in there and actually pull it out. That's really nice. It has this hydration sleeve in there. Obviously a little loop that you can hold that in. I really don't put much in these little side pockets, but they're kind of handy if you want to throw anything you want in there. But it's a simple design, and that's what I like because I like to organize my bag with smaller bag. So I'll put all my underwear and socks in one item, my toiletries in another bag, I'll put my rain gear in another bag, my clothing in another bag. I like to separate all those items inside this bag, and this makes it super nice, and you don't have a bunch of different pockets that are in on the inside because you really don't need them and it adds weight. At least I don't need them the way I pack my backpack. And you can see here, the one nice thing about this bag, and a lot of people will say, well, 3500 is a little bit too small to go on a backpack trip. Well, realistically, I will take this on a 5-day backpack trip, like no problem. You do have to kind of weed out a few items that you, like comfort items, kind of scale that back a little bit. But one nice feature about this bag, and I'll show you right here, it's got this spot right, it's got a mod frame on it. Well, or it's similar to the mod frame, how you can put a bigger bag on there on your meat shelf. So basically what you do, come down here, you loosen up these straps at the bottom, you take this, when I say similar to the mod frame, it's similar because it has basically the same features as the mod frame. This is designed not to remove this bag completely off of this. It's an all-in-one. Basically, you can't swap out the bag, which has its pros and cons. Personally, I don't mind it because this pack actually comes in a little lighter than the Brooks series bag or the Brooks series packs. So anyways, you take this, pretty simple. You just pull that up off of that L shape, and then you have this. Unclip that, that's pretty handy. You can even extend these out. And one nice thing about this load sling is you can utilize this, especially if you have deboned meat or anything like that that's gonna slough down off in there and it's gonna start riding down here, back more on your lumbar. You wanna keep that up a little bit higher on your back, and this load slings allows you to do that. So you can take and adjust this out, and you can have really big loads and you can keep that up. Here, let me just grab a bag and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. What it's gonna simulate is kind of a load. So even if I want to take this on, like say a 5-day, obviously it's not gonna be this big, but what I would do is I would take a larger roll top bag. I usually throw in my food, any type of bulky items, maybe even this compressed sleeping bag, throw into that, you know, kind of a roll top bag. Then you can take this, kind of fold that up around like so. And the other nice thing that I do like about these clips on this pack is most of these clips, you can see that they got these little stoppers in there. But most of these clips, if you have them on an awkward angle and you pull on that, it'll just come through. See that? And it'll just come right back through. These ones have these stoppers on there. So basically you just fold that in, and then you can see that won't go anywhere. That won't give. So that awkward angle now that would have gave before doesn't. So that is kind of another feature on this pack that I do like. So now you can take this and just simply hook that back up to there. Hook the other side in as well. Cinch that down. Remember, you also have these two straps here. So these two are really nice because if you do have a real bulky item, you can really crank that down and just secure that in place so that that's not coming loose. Then you couple that with pulling this flat back up, hooking that in, and voila, you've got a pretty tight load on there. That's not going anywhere. Obviously that's light, but with this setup and design, you can keep that weight up off of your lumbar and more on your back and keep that secured and tight to your back. So it's really nice, and like I say, that goes to show you what you can do with, you know, a load of meat. If I'm going in for a multi-day backpack hunt, this will kind of replicate what I would do and where I would put a lot of my food and things like that, because your food's gonna be your heaviest stuff, and you want that right next to your back. So I kind of tightened all this stuff back up, got that put back together, but you'll see that this is still it's a same kind of tubular design for the rigid frame, which is actually pretty stiff, but there's a little bit of flex to it. So actually when you're walking with a load, it'll still mold to your back and stay to your back, and it's not like completely rigid like some of those really hard carbon frames that just, if you bend this way, that load still stays. It makes for a way more comfortable design in my opinion. So I really do like the design of that frame. Put that back on there, just run that back up, put that through, and then just pull that down on. Pretty simple. Put that on like that. Then you come back down here. And the reason you cinch this up at the bottom is mainly just to keep that tight. Now you can see there that that won't come back up off of that, and that keeps it secure to the frame. So clip these back up like so, and you're ready to go. The suspension system on this and the waist belt, honestly, this is one of my favorite designs on a pack. You can see it's pretty thick, provides ample comfort. They use this air mesh, which some guys love it, some guys don't. I like it because it allows for ventilation, keeps it somewhat cool. Sometimes you'll get some stuff caught up in there like pine needles and things like that, but honestly, it hasn't been that big of an issue for me. I really like it. The notched out shoulder straps are also a huge deal, because honestly, like that is one thing I always had a problem with most packs, is they would ride up here on your neck, and if you ever had a pack that just rubs right there on your neck, it sucks. After 4 or 5 days of that, you're red, you don't even want to put your pack on, you're constantly tugging and pulling that thing away. That does not happen with this pack. Very thought out, well designed there. To adjust, it's pretty simple design. Basically you just take and, you know, loosen that Velcro up. It's kind of tight right around these two straps. It's a little bit tougher than what it needs to be to adjust these straps. But once you get them adjusted, you can see there, just put that back down. It's not going anywhere. But both sides, same thing. You know, it's just that Velcro. And again, like I say, You're gonna wanna wedge your fingers up underneath where those two straps are holding it. A little bit tough, but you can pull that up and adjust it. Velcro it back down. The good thing is you can obviously see that once you get that secured in place, it ain't going anywhere. It's pretty easy to get that thing adjusted. Once you get into this waist belt, the nice contour to this waist belt, it just hugs your hips really well. Obviously you can see how thick that is, makes it really nice. I really like the big lumbar pad in here. For me, the bigger the better for the lumbar pad because it allows it to stay up on my back and up over my butt. The smaller little dainty lumbar pads for me just have a tendency to run down. That's the other thing I like about the rubberized grip right here. That also helps it keep it in place where it needs to be so it doesn't run down and start putting extra weight on your lower back. The other nice feature about this pack, you have this MOLLE looping right here on both sides of it, which is nice because you can add and subtract. They make extra pouches that you can put in there, miscellaneous pouches. I think they had a Nalgene holster at one point in time. Put those on there. Anything that takes MOLLE, pouch-wise or anything like that, holster-wise, you can use that MOLLE looping to put holsters on there. Anything that takes MOLLE looping. So I do like that feature because it's very universal and it allows that. Realistically, I guess what I would say is, for me, this is probably one of my go-to packs. Size, comfortability. I'm very excited that Eberlestock has developed this style of pack that's really lightweight. You know, they really kicked it off with the Brooks series, and then they kind of refined the pack itself and the lightweight of everything with this Brute series pack. It's really been a breath of fresh air for Eberlestock, and knowing the quality that they always possessed, and now they've got these packs zeroed into the point where you have bigger packs but are lightweight and can carry a load extremely well. I should touch on this. I mean, this is an addition with these new mod frames that Eberlestock has built, but they have these elevated load lifters. Huge difference maker when it comes to heavy loads. I mean, I can just tell you, I used to run their X2 pack back in the day, and that was like my biggest complaint. They didn't have extended load lifters on there, you know, so when you got something on there, it just felt like it was dragging you down. This has fixed all that. Honestly, this is one of my favorite packs out there. I would say main purpose for most people is going to be anything from day hunting to say a 2 or 3 day pack trip. Very adequate and will do you just right. It's Eberlestock 3500 Brute series. It's a great pack.